Okay. Versatile Vigilante, Young Vince, Uncle Vinny. And we got a very special guest in the building. Man, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. Mr. Fatty Soprano.
Oh, man, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. It's pleasure's all mine.
I appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely.
You're a made man. We have to get you coming in here, bro.
Wow. Incredible. Thank you for the kind words.
Of course, bro. So definitely excited to have a conversation because I see you really doing your thing with filming, working with artists, making your own stuff. Would you describe yourself like first as a filmer? Is that like a title you would give yourself?
Yeah, I would say like a filmmaker. Like I love the narrative aspect. Of course, like that's like my first love, film, and like love the music video format. It's very versatile. Like allows you to really like express yourself and to collaborate with like amazing artists as well. So
it's a great umbrella.
Absolutely,
you could do a lot of stuff.
Big platform.
I love that, man. So when did you kind of start even getting into making your own stuff, filming, photography, whatever it was?
Good question. It was actually 2014, so a few years in now. It's actually an interesting story because I used to be an artist, and I paid like a filmmaker to shoot a music video, and then never received it. He started ghosting me, disappeared, gone. And from that day, I guess I've decided that maybe I could do something about that, kind of like start filming my own. And my girl got me one of those like Canon DSLRs back in the days as a gift, as a Christmas gift.
Right.
And it kind of started from there. I started learning everything from scratch, like watching a lot of films. Like Quentin Tarantino says, it's like the best film school. Watching films. Absolutely. That's
a great story, bro. So they ran off on you.
You got it.
Was it kind of like a pride thing where you're like, no, that's not going to happen again. I'm making my own.
It was a lesson. It was a lesson. Like it had to happen, right? I'm sure like a lot of artists can like relate like a lot of drama is unfortunately going on behind the scenes, and there's always like ways of dealing with it, and it's always a lesson.
I like that, man. Turn negative into a positive.
Amen.
Real shit. So before that, had you ever kind of thought about messing around video-wise, or you were focused on the music more than anything?
I'm definitely like a huge like music fan. I'm a music geek, but I was also like a cinephile at the same time. So Taxi Driver, that's like one of my favorite films of all time. I like watch it like every year, like 100 times, just to get inspired. It's definitely like one of the like the almost perfect film out there.
I agree, bro. Unbelievable film. What about Taxi Driver would you say like hits for you?
I guess it's kind of like the character development. Travis.
Yeah.
So like it starts off with a man who has like insomnia, right? And then it kind of grows into this like hate for the city, and things turn up really quick. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who didn't see it, of course.
Unreal.
But just the direction, just the acting, it's cinematography. Everything's just almost perfect.
I agree, bro. I love the dark, grimy, like New York City in the 70s. Fucking prostitutes, pimps, all this crazy shit going on. I love the aesthetic. Like I don't even think that was a word at the time, but the aesthetic of that film is so good, man. Harvey Keitel.
Incredible. And Jodie Foster, when she was like 15 years old, I think, when they started filming. Of course, like when it was released, I believe she was like 16, 17 at the time.
Super
Incredible.
Graphic.
What a great performance.
Unreal, man. That was an awesome film. I loved you 70s, like an era that you like loved 70s Absolutely. Era film, man.
And the 80s too, like they had an interesting look to them as well. Sure.
Yeah, that's what I do. Not to be like, oh, back in the day, but I do feel like the colors that they used in those days were a little bit more like experimental, maybe. You know what I mean by that?
Absolutely. Like analog film, you really had to light your scene back then, and that's why we all love it so much. It's just like the analog, like everything.
The vibe.
Everything's just so real.
Really Absolutely. Is, bro. We're gonna get back into a movie conversation because I could talk movies forever, man. But I want to learn a bit more about you as well. Sure. You were growing up in Toronto. You said before Scarborough.
Actually, originally, grew up in Montreal.
Oh, sick.
Moved to Scarborough about almost 6 years old. Sorry, 6 years ago. My bad. And now, like, I'm a little more in the west
Okay.
of Toronto.
Did you come to Toronto because of like film opportunities or? Okay.
Precisely. It's just the film scene here, the music scene is incredible. So it was definitely like a very good opportunity. I kind of wanted to get into that and just start like collaborating, exploring, working with different artists, different agencies, companies, and just great people,
Just making moves.
for sure.
Was how did you start like working with people? Did you have some connections? You knew some people in the industry. How'd that come about?
Very good question, actually. I was filming like a bunch of music videos, like definitely like a lot of pop, hip hop, R&B in Montreal, and some of the artists had like collaborations with some of the Toronto artists as well. So kind of like it was all like a word of mouth. So eventually, like people noticed and started collaborating with folks from Toronto, Ottawa, the Niagara region, and ended up here. I just love the vibe.
Word gets out.
Absolutely.
It's true, man. We said that kind of before the interview started. Like we have some mutual friends and stuff.
Definitely.
It's such a small world out here, man.
100%.
It's sick because you see what a lot of people are doing, and you see that there's some good stuff coming up too. Working with a lot of talented people if you really want to.
It's crazy. And I see folks like blowing up, doing stuff with like major artists. It's inspiring. Definitely.
It is, man. You know what though, man? I was looking at your YouTube. You used the word versatile already. Very versatile YouTube, man. You got artists, music videos with rappers, singers, Spanish artists. We were talking about a bunch of short films on there, like minute long, 5 minute long stuff. I love to see that, man, because it's like what I'm doing research for. I'm like, what does this guy do? He does so much different shit, and I think that's a good way to like flex your muscles too. You know.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much. Yeah, like I do like narrative stuff, like narrative shorts, working with actors, scripts, screenplays. I just recently actually started screenwriting. I started to experiment with like screenwriting, and it's incredible. It's just something new, and so far we filmed about. I actually have like 3 short films in the works right now, editing, and there's a couple that came out. So the first one was called Drummer Boy. Very interesting. I actually wrote that with the lead actor Aiden Grossman.
Dope.
And yeah, it's heavily inspired by sorry, I just completely forgot. Requiem for a Dream. There we go. It's like actually one of my
Jared
favorite
Leto.
films. Yeah. Precisely. Darren Aronofsky's Requiem for a Dream. And just like a lot of fast-paced editing. Has a very dark ending. Check it out if you get a chance.
That's on your YouTube?
YouTube, Vimeo.
Sick. I will
And
check that.
It was in a bunch of film festivals too. We did a film festival run 2 years ago for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. I will check that for sure. I was watching Pandemic Cowboy.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's like
That was fire. Both of them.
amazing. Thank you very much. That was just like a little experimental short. We kind of did that like during the crazy lockdowns where
Yes.
everyone was just staying home. So we decided to kind of like write a little screenplay and just have some fun with it for sure.
Was that time period specifically, like, I feel like as a creator, feeling kind of antsy, like need to go do something. Were you feeling that? I felt it 100%.
Every single day.
Yeah.
It was definitely hard, like especially for music artists, filmmakers. I see that, like at the same time, it's like you want to go to a recording studio, you want to go out there on set, and just like work, create, but things are very limited. There's a lot of COVID restrictions in the film industry. It's definitely very, very strict, and like I imagine, like obviously, like all the shows were canceled or postponed and so on. So
Yeah, it was hard to kind of hard to express yourself in a way at that time. But it shows your talent, like you're able to do that. COVID, a pandemic cowboy. Like, what an idea, man. Guy's wearing a motorcycle helmet, got the gun on him. That was fucking hard, bro.
Fun stuff.
Anyone hasn't seen that, go check that out. Pandemic Cowboy. And also, the other one I wanted to talk about, I'm forgetting the name, Seabreeze. Holy shit, bro. That was intense.
That's another interesting one. We wanted to play with like a very like dark topic about like losing a child. If I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but if you guys get a chance, it's on YouTube, it's on Vimeo. Check it out. It's called Seabreeze.
Very good, bro. Especially, again, not to give too much away, but the beginning with the paint, love that. The bag.
Oh yeah.
That was intense, man.
I think it was a little inspiration from the film Kids. If you remember that,
bro, I was about to ask you, was it Gummo inspired?
A little bit of Gummo, same director,
vibes. Harmony Korine.
There you go.
Yo, you're the second filmmaker that I've had in here bring up Kids.
Wow.
Kids is probably my top 5, bro.
Wow, it's a powerful film. I know the critics didn't give it that great of a review or so, but it's definitely like a cult film.
It's a cult film. To me, that's a type of film where it's like you felt something. Like, there's a lot where you don't feel anything when you watch it. That one, it like fucked me up, man. Such a crazy film.
Kids or Gummo? Which one?
Kids. I can't say I liked Gummo that much. It was a little too out there for me. I really like Harmony Korine, though. I think he's... I love Spring Breakers. Love Spring Breakers.
He has some guts, like to put together something like that, to write something like that. Incredible.
Selena Gomez killing it. Vanessa Hudgens killing it. Legend, man.
And the young Chloe Savini in Kids.
Legend, man. Kids is like one of those movies when I hear the name Kids come up, the film like it starts putting me in that time of watching it, man.
Incredible.
Did you relate to that movie at all? I did, bro. Like, not that wild, but I feel like they nailed what it was to be like a teenager.
You know what? In New York City, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very real. It was very real. Because at that age, I mean, what else do you think about? Let's be real.
Don't care about anything.
Skateboarding and chicks, I mean.
Yeah, man. Getting high, like running around wild. I like that. That movie scared people, I think, bro.
Because they kept it real. I mean,
very real. Very
real. Once they hit a certain spot, you could see it. Absolutely.
Yeah, and those were like street kids too in it. Like, they weren't really trained actors at all. Most of them weren't, I don't think.
Yeah, fairly young, and they did an amazing job. They really captured
amazing job, bro.
For sure.
So when you make your stuff, do you think of like classics like that? Not try to emulate them, but kind of have them in your mind as like a little bit of inspiration?
Definitely. Like it definitely inspires me, and it's just incredible. There's some moments in like every film you just remember, and it kind of like follows you. You know, you're not copying. It's not plagiarism, but it's just like, it's kind of like a form of imitation. Like, you're just like paying respect to the original, I guess. 100%,
because a great film can impact your life for real.
Absolutely.
It's so true. What was your first, like, when did you decide though, like, you're going all in on it? Like, were there ever times when you kind of fell back? It was like kind of more on the hobby vibe for you and you got back into it, like, or you always just been rolling with it?
It was actually the first music video I've put together. It was like for an R&B artist, and it was actually like a French R&B artist from Montreal. First time I completed like the first cut, the first edit. It was just the satisfaction of it. It's like, this is something that, you know, you've created. You kind of get a rush and just fall in love with that. Boom.
It's something
I guess as an editor, because the longer you spend on the project, like the more you realize, like, this is what you could learn, this is the mistakes you made, and you just kind of like fall in love with the process. Yeah.
Love that you said that, man, because I think only someone who's done editing and shit would know what that means, because it's a tedious process.
Yes. Hours,
man, but
days.
if you want it to be what you want it to be, it's a huge part of the process. That's amazing. Did you have like an editing background at all, or that's all just learned?
You know what? You kind of like pick it up. I like to go with. It's I guess like it's all about the music, right? You get a certain tempo. There's always like some sort of a tempo when it comes to editing films, when it comes to editing music videos, and once you catch on to that, I guess that's how it comes out.
Start rolling.
Like, for sure, absolutely. Some takes really deserve to kind of like to have like longer scenes, like longer cuts, and some takes just need to be cut a little bit more abruptly.
I love that.
Absolutely.
And that's from experience.
Oh, there we
doing
go,
so much
sure.
shit. You've done so much stuff. I mean, 2014, how many pieces of content total, like everything, do you think you filmed?
Wow. Probably around the 500 mark.
Which is a ton, bro.
Yeah.
500.
Quite a bit. And with every project, like, you know, I believe in like putting my all in and just learning something new. That's what it's all about.
It is. That is what it's all about, man. Every situation, it is what it is. Let's make the most out of it.
Absolutely.
I think sometimes that's when real good stuff can be created, too. Opportunity, didn't really think too much about it and turned out to be sick. Name of the game.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's the other way around. It's like, you know, like you really hope that this is going to be the project that will put you on the map. And, you know, it has a little bit of a quiet release. And you get a bit disappointed. But, you know, the important part is to keep going. On to the next. Moving on. Boom. I guess it's like that for pretty much everyone. Yeah.
I love that, man. That's why I wanted you in here, too. Like, you're a veteran in the game now.
Oh.
And that's a
You're
huge...
too kind. Yeah,
no, bro, it's true, man. You put... To me, it's like you've done this amount of stuff. You're a veteran. Like, you've been around, you know? So I think it would be good to hear, like, for a younger filmmaker or whoever to know, like, sometimes the results may be not there, but you just keep going. You keep pushing.
Definitely. It's the art of moving on. It's the hardest part to master, but you always have to like continue, like no matter what mistakes you make, or like let's say if you know you didn't get the result you wanted, like it's just the importance of moving on to the next project and trying something new, getting out of your comfort zone, just giving your best on the next project and the one after and the one after. Consistency is the Bible, bro. Amen to that.
Amen to that. It's one of those things too where it's like you can't, it's not like learned really in a book. It's not learned from like someone telling you. Like you literally have to go through it. You have to understand what it's like to maybe I'm not at my best, but let's just keep doing it, you know. It's a huge, and I like how you said it's the most difficult one to master.
Absolutely.
To this day, it's hard, man. I don't think it ever gets easy. You just get better at it.
And they say like life is like a series of mistakes. The more mistakes you make, the more you learn from them. You'll make more mistakes until you succeed. And even when you succeed, you'll make more mistakes. So
exactly. That's the more you live, man. So, bro, I got asked. This is the big question of the day.
Let's do it.
Fatty Soprano. How did you get that name, bro?
Oh wow.
Assuming that's not your birth name.
No, I wish. No. I guess in my teens, I was like a bigger boy, and I was like obsessed with the Sopranos. Love the Sopranos. I still rewatch it every year, pretty much like all the seasons, and kind of like, you know, like I would initially like I was calling myself like Fat Boy, you know, and you take Tony Soprano, you kind of put them together, and you get like Fatty Soprano. Kind of sounds interesting.
Speaking my language, bro.
There we go.
Sopranos is, I think, if I was stranded on a desert island, you could take one piece of media with you, Sopranos box set or something, man. Unbelievable. I love how you said you rewatch it every year. I do the exact same, and every fucking rewatch, bro, I see something new. I pick up on some new joke, some new detail. It's unbelievable.
It's insane. Actually, recently, I filmed a music video for 80 Empire, and we had Robert Finero from The Sopranos starring in the music video. That's Eugene Pantacurvo
Oh my
from
gosh,
The Sopranos.
Eugene.
Yeah. It was an honor to meet him, and it's insane. Yeah, we actually he welcomed us to his home in Staten Island, and wow, he's a legend.
I gotta
It's-
watch that
yeah.
ASAP, man. Eugene.
Absolutely.
R.A.P.
From-
Gene.
Exactly. Season 6, episode 1, members only. That's when, unfortunately,
Bro.
they had to kill him off, but it was a great send off. Holy crap!
He had one of my buddies. I'd been fucking pressuring him to watch Sopranos. Like, bro, watch it. He finally did, and it was so interesting. He said his favorite character was Eugene,
Wow.
and I'm like, that's so interesting, man. I've never heard that before. It's sick to hear that he's a good guy, though.
Incredible.
Love that.
He's a legend, and he was in a couple of like huge films. Like he was in American Gangster with Denzel
Yeah.
and Russell Crowe. He was in Vinyl. That's Martin Scorsese
With
produced.
Franco. No, who's in Vinyl? I've
Incredible
I've seen
actor. He
an
has like a
episode
nice
of it.
deep voice. Let me
Cannavale, Bobby Cannavale.
Bobby Cannavale.
I saw
Incredible
the
actor,
first the pilot. I watched the pilot, just doing blow in the car for
Exactly.
a scene. Nuts, bro. Sopranos, man. Who's your favorite character? I gotta ask you this. It's a psychology
Christopher.
question. Legend. Bro, what a fucking guy. I was gonna make a joke earlier when you said you started screenwriting. I'm like, like
Absolutely.
Christopher.
Like Christopher.
Fucking
Like
typing
Christopher.
on the
And
keyboard.
give up after the first
Immediately.
page.
Toss it in the dump.
And it's interesting because HBO just premiered a new show. Well, it's the second season, A White Lotus. And you
Okay.
have Michael Imperioli in there.
I saw that preview of that.
He's
He's in a
incredible.
lot of shit, man. He's popped up a lot.
Definitely.
Unreal. And that cast, watching Sopranos made me appreciate acting. I think, because even in films and stuff like that, obviously I could tell what a great film was, but with Sopranos, I'm like, man, I'm watching different episodes every time, and these guys are killing it every time. Like, unbelievable writing, acting,
Everything.
aesthetic.
They're all legendary. Like everyone. Season 1 to season 6, part 1 and 2, however you want to call it. Incredible.
Bro, the final episodes got some flack, I feel, because it's so different from season 1. I loved the last part, like Kennedy and Heidi, the episode Christopher dies. Unbelievable, bro. Tony goes to Vegas. That part it's in my head, like, it's that cinematic as you can get.
Absolutely. It actually reminded me of my second favorite film of all time, Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh my
Nicolas
gosh,
Cage,
bro, you're a fucking
Elizabeth Shue.
legend.
I
Top
that-
10, top 5, top 10.
100%.
Minimum.
100%. And
Holy.
I think that scene was very inspired by
Yes. Las
Cage's
Vegas is
character
such
a
a
little bit, yeah.
good setting for dark but flashy.
if you're gonna die, do it like that.
So good, bro. Leaving Las Vegas. I fucking love Leaving Las Vegas, man.
Incredible.
2 unbelievable performances. Really, they're the only characters in the film, more or less.
That's all you need. Elizabeth Shue, Nicolas Cage.
Unbelievable, man.
Definitely deserved an Oscar for that. He did get it. There's no question there. It had to be him.
Definitely my favorite Nicolas Cage film. Not a
Same,
question.
same.
What a film, bro. I'm so happy you said that.
Absolutely.
I watched that during COVID, actually. I'm like, this is where I need to watch
Incredible.
it. Hit so hard.
I think it's on Amazon Prime right now.
It is.
I believe. Fantastic. I rewatch that one like every year as well. It's something you have to study. It was shot on 16 mil.
Yes.
Which is like, it's like it's a very popular format for documentaries, but I think they had to keep it very, very real, and I love that choice, that creative choice.
I love it
Incredible.
too, man. And again, in the 90s, I feel like 90s was kind of the 70s spirit
All over again.
all over again.
Absolutely.
And even Vegas in the 90s was kind of spooky too. Like, there's something up with it. A little seedy.
Definitely.
And they captured that so well, man. Unreal. I can't believe you put Leaving Las Vegas out there. I love that one, man.
Absolutely. All the Vegas films, like they They definitely have like a deep meaning, like a deep background. Like if you're a fan of Bugsy, the film,
Yeah, yeah.
Bugsy
With
Siegel.
Warren Beatty.
Absolutely. Of course, Casino,
Yeah.
Scorsese's Casino. A lot of problems get solved in Vegas.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
Maybe controversial opinion, but Pesci was the star of Casino, not De Niro.
Definitely, Pesci is so legendary. There's wow, what a actor. Very underrated, I find. He doesn't just play like mobsters. He's just incredible.
Unreal, man.
All the way.
His
Absolutely.
final scene in The Bronx Tale as that cameo. Do you remember that?
Powerful.
So good, man.
And in The Irishman,
Yes.
wow.
You like The Irishman?
Loved it.
You loved it?
I think.
I liked it. I won't
Oh.
say I loved it.
Okay. No, I totally respect that. First day it came out, I had to watch it twice. I know it was like super long. People I was watching it with, they're like, we got to take a break. And like, I couldn't. I'm such like a big Scorsese fan. And for me, it was perfect. It was the only way to do it. It had to be like 3 hours long. The entire like Teamster saga, like that was just
It's a great story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great story to tell. Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Pacino killed that shit too.
Fire.
I think Pacino's probably my favorite. After everything he's done so many, and he's amazing.
Sick. What's your favorite Pacino flick?
Well, I love Scarface, bro. I love Scarface, so I have to go with that. But he's in so many other ones that I love. You ever seen Sea of Love?
Absolutely.
Oh man,
Love it. Oh, it's beautiful.
John Goodman and Al
It's
Pacino.
beautiful.
Unbelievable.
And the ending.
So
You
good,
didn't expect
man.
that the first time. For sure.
No, I didn't expect it at all. It was so good. I loved him in Devil's Advocate.
Great.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Obviously, The Godfather, all those
Of
classics.
course.
But he's got some hidden ones that, like, Sea of Love is not a film most people have seen.
Very, very true. It has a very different vibe. Not for everyone. I love it. I'm sure you appreciate
Love it, man.
And unpopular opinion, my favorite film is Serpico.
I love Serpico, man.
It's not for everyone, but it's incredible.
Oh man,
Great story.
I watched Serpico after I ate a gummy. I'm like, this is unbelievable. He had an awesome look too. Like he could be beard, long hair. He could be clean cut. Like Pacino's a fucking man.
Absolutely. That was before the woo-ha.
Yes.
Before he started screaming on camera.
He started going in on that stuff. Pacino, man, legend.
Absolutely. One of the coolest scenes ever. Heat. Give me all you got. When he just loses his shit on camera. That was so unexpected. Like you're watching the film and he's like interrogating a snitch. And then he's like, give me all you got. Give me all you got.
He's nuts, bro. And he's short too. Him and Pesci, both short guys, but I believe that they will fuck you up. That's
100%.
amazing actors.
I wouldn't want to mess with any of them.
No, man. That's so funny. Soprano, and you know what? If you don't watch Sopranos, I'm sorry. That's on you. We're talking Sopranos. I'm going to ask you this question because I know you're a Sopranos aficionado.
Sure.
Favorite, like, top 3 episodes do you have? I know you know the names of them.
Absolutely. Favorite, Members Only, Season 6. Love that one. Number 2 goes to Pine Barrels.
Of course, man. Of course. What do you mean is there any way the package survived?
I heard he killed 10 Czechoslovakians. Yeah.
His house looked like shit. Holy fuck, man.
Classic. And another... You know what? I'm going to go with the pilot, number 3.
Love the pilot.
The pilot was just insane.
We had coffee. Runs him over with the car.
We just had coffee.
That's a good top 3, bro. You know what episode I love since the day I first saw it? Do Not Resuscitate. You remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
So many things went on in that episode. That's Bobby's first episode. The first scene in the show, Tony's visiting Junior in jail. Another like cinematic scene, like holy shit. Like the guy that tried to get him whacked is now in jail, but he's still his uncle, but he's also the man now.
Wow.
Crazy, bro. Love
Uncle
that
June is a
episode.
very underrated character.
To
He's
me,
a legend.
funniest Soprano character. I'm gonna say that. There's no Uncle June episode where he doesn't make you die laughing.
Oh wow, I love how he curses like sisters.
Did you like Many Saints?
Unfortunately, not.
No?
No. What did you think about it?
I liked it because I went into it with an extremely low. Sopranos to me is done. Like, the question's over. Like, if someone tells me favorite show, I'm not even gonna bring up Sopranos because it's not fair. Like, that's over here. It's don't even touch it. So I didn't have any expectations of this being like Soprano quality. I just went in. I was like, did I like the film? I liked it. It didn't blow me away. It didn't change my life, but I didn't hate it. I liked that end, like, however that shit happened, who set it up. I liked that. I thought that was cool. But some people went into it, I think, expecting Sopranos. I'm like, I can't. No, it's not gonna happen.
You know, the first 5 minutes of the film, I was extremely impressed hearing Christopher narrating.
That was sick.
That was beautiful.
From the grave.
And after that, it kind of went downhill for me. You know, the actors were amazing. Everyone did like an incredible job. Like John Bernthal.
Yeah, he's sick.
Super awesome. Of course, Michael Gandolfini.
Yeah,
incredible. He's really good. I really liked him in The Deuce. Remember that?
Yeah, that
HBO?
was the Franco one. That's what I was
James
thinking
Franco.
of. Yeah.
Very underrated show. Controversial. Must watch.
70s prostitution. Porn. Very good episode.
Yeah, it was like a
show.
Exactly. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Just gotta watch it.
Yeah, there's some dark scenes in that one too, man.
Very explicit, dark scenes, and you know what? I find that they managed to end it really well for what it was. It was, I believe, it was only 3 seasons.
Yeah, it wasn't on long.
Yeah, they did a phenomenal job, and James Franco playing twins, very impressive, very good. He killed it. 2 different characters, and he did an amazing job. Yeah.
Man, Franco, what an interesting guy. He's
controversial.
Seems like not the best guy at all in real life. Unreal actor. Excellent actor, man. Everything. I think he's another guy. Everything he's ever been in, I thought this guy's the best actor in the whole fucking film.
Very good. And the Disaster Artist. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
What an incredible piece of work. I mean, I know like there's you know the whole Me Too thing with James Franco. It kind of destroyed his career. But the Disaster Artist, extremely well done. You know, for what it was, kind of like making a film about the worst film possibly ever made. A watchable film, but for the wrong reasons.
Yes. That was and then kind of not long after that, I think he's been gone from the public, really.
Pretty much. I think that was like his last big hit, if I'm correct.
Yeah, definitely, man. He was on a great run too.
Definitely.
Spring Breakers again.
Spring Breakers.
Let me ask you two obscure films, just to see if you've seen them and what you think. Sure. 1, Buffalo 66.
Classic.
Holy
now
man.
That is art.
Vincent Gallo.
You know, like that's you know, like incredible. Really like it. Also like love pretty much like the cinematography. It's very natural, very real. Beautiful.
Unbelievable, bro.
100%.
Never seen anything like that before.
No.
The storytelling, the way he shot it. Unbelievable.
Once again, 2 characters, you know. Christina Ricci.
Yes.
Christina Ricci and Vincent Gallo.
Yeah,
Sick.
man. And he's such an interesting guy, super polarizing figure. But I think he's brilliant, bro. Real shit. Buffalo 66, crazy,
insane.
Man. I loved that, like, Mickey Rourke had a scene in it, and he killed that. The ending, without giving that away, I loved it. Could not expect that.
Absolutely. You didn't expect Mickey Rourke in there, but he killed it.
Killed it, man. He killed it. I love that film. The other one I wanted to ask you about, if you've ever seen River's Edge with Keanu Reeves. He's very young.
You know what? I've heard of it. I think I missed it somehow.
Very obscure.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a young Keanu Reeves. So good, man. And Dennis Hopper. Oh, man.
Legend.
All right, thoughts on Dennis Hopper?
He's a legend.
Legend.
Wow. Was it Nicolas Cage, Dennis Hopper, 40 Rock? 40.
Yeah.
That's another classic film. Like not too many people are talking about it. Insane. Insane.
Man, Dennis Hopper, his whole discography or filmography is crazy. This guy made so many films, and he stole the show every time. He actually, do you ever go to the review? Classic play,
Yeah,
legendary place. They showed really obscure Dennis Hopper film Out of the Blue. You seen it?
No, heard of it. Heard of it.
Fucking nuts. Nuts, man. Neil Young let him use the song for it. Like, that type of actor to me, I don't think is around anymore. Like, Hopper is a fucking machine. Like, crazy guy, too.
Did you see his, do you remember his cameo in Entourage?
Oh, my God, man. That was so good. The betting on the soccer.
Absolutely. Good times.
Hell yeah, man.
That was an interesting episode. It's interesting that if we're talking about like controversial films, recently I've had the chance to see David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future, Toronto director, like legendary director. Wow, what an interesting film.
I gotta see that one.
It's not for everyone, but check it out. Let me know what you think.
Is it set in Toronto too? Or set in like New York?
You know what? It's kind of like a dystopian future. So there's probably like a lot of set design involved. It's very hard to tell where it was filmed. But we can definitely check it out on IMDb, I guess, to see. But he films like most of his projects in Toronto, so I won't be surprised.
Have you ever shot like or been a part of a bigger budget type film, like a Hollywood film?
Not yet, but maybe in the future.
I see that for you, bro.
Yeah, huge
Yo,
thank
you
you.
got such a good. Like, I'm having so much fun just talking about fucking movies,
Of course, yeah.
films, because there's so many good ones, and I
Definitely.
think you have, like, when you have that film knowledge, you can make a unreal one, man.
Oh wow.
I see it. I definitely see it,
Thank you,
man.
thank you.
If you fuck with Buffalo 66, I trust your vision. That's
Wow.
That's it.
Classic.
End of story.
Classic. A lot of folks like probably didn't get a chance to see it. Highly recommend it. Especially like if you're a filmmaker. I think it would just change like the way you frame, the way you tell the story. Sometimes it's back to the basics that kind of like makes things interesting.
Yes.
Epic.
That is that's an independent absolute classic. And you know what I really loved about it? So to me, a pure like love story in a very weird way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was actually I was telling my buddy about it. He'd never seen it. Now I'm like, yeah. So basically, he kidnaps this woman, and he's like, oh, that sounds too dark, man. I don't want. I'm like, fuck, watch it though. It's not like that. So good, man.
Wow. You know what? In today's society, do you think that something like if someone releases something like this today, will they get canceled?
Well, that's the thing, man. Tarantino said Did you watch Tarantino on Rogan?
Not yet. I have to
Very
check it
good.
out. Yeah, for sure.
Very good. And he said some interesting stuff kind of about that, where Rogan more or less said that. I think he might have brought up Reservoir Dogs or something, where it's like, yeah, I don't know if you could make that. And Tarantino's like, I had trouble making that in the time. It's never been like people like studios and shit like that. They never really wanted controversy. They want shit that sells. You gotta make the piece. So that's kind of where my answer would be, because likely they would never, the people that would cancel Buffalo 66 probably will never watch it, because you gotta know about it. That's not a film that's gonna be at Cineplex, you know. So I think absolutely you can. It's just how do you get it out there? That's a different question.
Absolutely.
But canceling someone for art, bro, fuck that, man. No respect. I don't know how you feel about it. Nah, can't do that.
I'm not a fan. I like kind of like I like freedom of creating. You know, the freedom of speech, freedom to express yourself. Even if it gets dark, it's important.
It's important, man.
Sure.
That's what art is, man. Shakespeare is dark.
Always was.
Hell
Absolutely.
yeah. Do you have a genre that you like making more than others, or do you have like anything? Like, do you like making videos more? Do you like making your short films? Like, where's your head at right now?
Narrative drama, like film, short films. Hopefully, I'd love to make a feature. Definitely working on writing something. Still a draft, but you never know. Sometimes it takes months, years.
Yeah,
I'm hoping
that's
to
true.
complete it.
Do you have
sometime
stuff
soon.
in
Yeah.
the stash that's done?
Yeah. Actually, there's a short film. It's currently in the editing process. It's called RSVP. Very very dark. We should be releasing it sometimes next year. It's about a father who kind of like lost like kind of like lost his daughter in a kind of like a distant way. He wasn't a part of her life, and she and there's like a very interesting twist that I just don't want to reveal too much, but hopefully like I'll be dropping a trailer for it very soon.
Nice. Actually, that's something I want to touch on. You're very good on social media. Like, you're always posting good clips of whatever you're working on.
Thank you.
You feel like that's just an important thing to do, keep the brand out there?
Absolutely. Social media it's a crucial tool. It's like I believe that, like, I guess like the more you post, the more you showcase your work, the more there's a chance of someone seeing it, the right person seeing it, and hopefully good things will happen. I think it's important to kind of like throw your work out there, and that's how you kind of like make new connections, I guess.
I agree with you, man.
Sure.
It's very
Networking,
important.
yeah.
It's a great networking tool. That's how
Absolutely.
we connected. I completely
Definitely.
agree.
Huge thank you.
Oh man, this is fucking awesome. And I see you work with Shutterr quite a bit.
Yes.
Explain that relationship a little bit.
For sure. So we technically we met on a music video set back in Montreal, and we started collaborating on like a music video projects on some short films, and from there it was awesome. Now he's doing his own thing. I think he's actually like on tour with like a big band right now. So
Nice.
That's pretty cool, for sure.
It's nice to have like a partnership as well, right?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Do you have criteria of who you would work with at this point? Like, you've been in the game for a while. If someone like hits you up, are you down to work with anybody, or what's your kind of filtering process?
Good question. Are we talking about crew or like artists or
That's a great question right there. I was talking more like filmmaking collaborators, but
Gotcha.
either one. I think crew is an interesting conversation as well.
For sure. I just love working with like passionate people about film, about music. That's pretty much it. Like I love to connect with different people. We can all like learn from each other. Like they have their own techniques. I have a few tricks of my own here and there, and yeah, it's always interesting to kind of like put two or three visions together to see what happens, and it's always teamwork makes the dream work, right? So yeah, absolutely.
Facts. Create a monster together too, man. You never know.
Three-headed monster,
Three-headed
four-headed
monster.
whatever, depending on the crew size. Yeah, for
Very
sure.
true, man. So if like a director hit you and said, you want to write a script for me, but you can't direct it, they're going to direct it, you'd be down for stuff like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd love to see like where it takes us. You know, it's always interesting to see like let's say if you have a screenplay and you know, like you have a specific vision, but someone else was like known to have fascinating work, wants to take a shot at it. I'd love to see it. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Just as a
100%.
film fan, love
Definitely.
to see that. It kind of reminds me of True Romance.
Yes. Written by Quentin Tarantino, directed by Tony Scott. Beautiful, beautiful project.
Beautiful project. Up there for
Absolutely.
me as well.
100%.
Gary Oldman.
What? Yes.
What a
What'd
fucking
you think about Natural Born Killers?
It was okay. I'm not. It's not on my like upper echelon for me. It was missing something.
Yeah,
I love True Romance.
for sure. I like Oliver Stone too, and he did Natural Born Killers, but
Yes.
apparently he kind of like created his own vision. Has barely any similarities to the Tarantino script, I guess. But it's interesting how it came out,
It's an interesting film for sure. Even the cast,
for sure.
Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Who's awesome too.
It's definitely an interesting one. It's crazy. Tarantino had two huge films that he wrote that he didn't direct. Like he could have if he wanted to. He's fucking what a beast, bro. What's your favorite Tarantino?
Favorite Tarantino film? Wow.
Very tough question.
Wow. I love Inglourious Bastards.
Great pick.
Fuck. I love that
Great
one.
pick.
Of course, like Pulp Fiction was a game changer. And Reservoir Dogs is like everything. I'm going to go with Reservoir Dogs.
I think I have to go with Reservoir Dogs as well, man. Reservoir Dogs is one of those, and Taxi Driver I put in the same category of like 13, 14 years old watching these and being like, wow, this is a different level. Always have a soft spot.
It's just the opening scene of Reservoir Dogs.
The
About
restaurant.
Like a Virgin.
So good, bro. I rewatched that scene quite a bit.
And the tipping.
That's the best part. The fucking... This girl was nice. She was okay.
I don't believe in tipping.
Crazy, bro. Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, incredible actor.
How awesome was it when he started getting involved in Sopranos, too? That was such a good addition.
What an epic season. And it was very sad that they had to, kill him off, let's say.
Bro, my buddy told me, like, I just never saw it this way, but when he put it this way, it's so true. Like, the way Tony kills Tony B, he fucking shotgun. My buddy's like, bro, everything Tony did was as big as it possibly could be. Like, did he need to use a shotgun? No. But it's Tony. Does he need to drive the biggest fucking truck you can have, basically? No, but it's Tony. Do you need, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything that guy did was just to the moon. Fucking love Tony, bro. I see a lot of articles like, oh, he's the worst person ever, this and that. Sure, but he's the fucking man, bro. Tony Soprano, come on, bro.
They made him likable.
And he's
very
the worst
likable,
guy.
and he's like one of the worst guys out there. So it's like it's an interesting balance. Very well written.
Very well written.
And of course performance.
Maybe the best acting performance of all time.
100%.
It's in that conversation. How can anyone,
especially on the TV show? Of course, there's Breaking Bad as well. Better Call Saul, amazing.
You like Better Call Saul?
Love it.
I love Better Call Saul,
Absolutely.
man. Favorite character?
Mike. I don't know. Or
legend.
You know what? No, Gus
Stone
Fring.
Cold
It's something
killer.
about Gus Fring. I don't know. Love that character.
Better Call Saul is so good, man. Especially the last season and last two seasons to me are elite.
Insane. Perfect ending.
I agree.
Yeah.
One of the best endings of any show. Kim, one of the best female characters ever, man.
100%. I didn't expect that. That was
loved her.
Great.
Ray Seahorn.
I always wondered what would they do with Kim? How would they end it? Would they kill her off or not? But I think they did an amazing job.
Amazing job. I really didn't want that to be the route, like the death route. Maybe she did though. Spoiler alert. Who knows? But I agree, man. My favorite though was Lalo. To me,
Lalo Salamanca.
Yo, remember how like they introduced Richie and Sopranos Ralph? Like every time they'd introduce a character, he's a fucking menace. And Lalo to me was that in Better Call Saul. Like he could have been a Soprano character. Come in the smartest guy in the room, the craziest guy in the room, the most charming guy in the room.
A little bit of everything packed.
Unreal character, bro. Lalo.
Great.
Stole the show.
Crazy.
Better Call Saul is terrific, bro. Would you say it surpassed Breaking Bad?
No. I'm still a Breaking Bad fan.
Classic.
It's just the pilot, the first episode kind of gets you. It's like it starts off as a downer, and it just grows on you. It's like it's insane. Very, very well done.
Very well done, bro. Conversation I want to ask you about. I'm sorry, this has become just a show movie conversation.
Go ahead. No problem at all.
Skylar got a lot of hate as a character from fans, I feel. Like, oh, she's fucking, betrayed her husband, this and that. But she's like they put her like and Carmela kind of together. To me, it's not fair because Carmela signed up for Tony, bro. Like Tony was already Tony. His family was a mob family. She grew up in that. She like had to know what she was getting into. Skylar got signed up to a science teacher, man. Like she didn't sign up for a meth kingpin, you know. So I have to give Skylar like a lot more leeway than Carmela. What do you think of that?
I think they're both like extremely well written. They're necessary because it's real life. If you're if you're a chemistry teacher, and tomorrow you're like a big drug lord, right? I mean, your wife is not going to accept that. She's not going to ride with you all the way. Like no matter what we see out there in the films, ride or die chick and that, it's bullshit. We have to keep it real. You will marry a Skylar.
Most likely, yes.
Or a Carmela. Carmela was actually like, a little bit more supportive because she knew exactly. Like, you're 100% right. Bro. There you go. She knew what she was getting herself into. But Skylar, a very, very impressive like character.
And she stood up to Walt, man.
There we go.
She stood up to him. A lot of women and a lot of men would have like probably folded under that, like, oh fuck. But no, she stood up to him, man. Great character.
100%.
Fuck, Carmela.
I think I'm going to rewatch Breaking Bad again, all the seasons.
It's so good, man. It's so good. The only thing with Breaking Bad that I have to give it one knock is I feel like it's so much based on suspense. Now that I know what happens, it's not quite as like exhilarating. Whereas Sopranos was, to me, never much suspense. It was more slower burn. You know what?
Very, very good point. It's almost like every episode is a life lesson when it comes to Sopranos. With Breaking Bad, it's a different story, so there has to be a little more suspense. It's also, I guess, it's a little more artsy because it's just, I guess, like the way they write the character, the way they frame them, and the story and the arc. It has a little more suspense to it. Like it keeps you guessing. Of course, like when when you rewatch these shows, like it kind of like takes away from like from like the fun, but it's still amazing regardless.
Unreal, man. And similar to, I love like Vegas as a setting. New Mexico is such a good setting, man. It wouldn't have been the same if it was in like New York or Philly or somewhere like that.
Extremely different.
That's so different.
It's a completely different vibe. Like New Mexico, it's one of those like kind of like forgotten states. Like how many films are based in like Albuquerque?
None that I know of.
There we go.
Very few.
The only thing I could think of is like like they're close to the Mexican border. Drug trafficking, sure. Moving product from here to there, or maybe like criminals trying to escape or so. But Breaking Bad actually made it an excellent like hub for the story they had to tell.
Yes, it did. Did you hear about how the state of New Mexico was going to put up, or the city of Albuquerque was going to put up the statue, and the mayor was like, man, I loved Breaking Bad, but they're fucking meth dealers. How are we putting up statues of them?
Legendary.
Shit was hilarious.
They had to do it. It was a big piece of history, especially now. And of course, Better Call Saul, still in New Mexico.
Yes.
Right, so that makes it interesting.
Were you watching Breaking Bad as it was on TV, or did you watch it like binge later?
You know what? Very good question. I missed the first season somehow. I heard about it. I guess I didn't bother. And then the second season, I was actually watching it on AMC every Sunday. I think it was on Sunday nights. I believe, yeah. With commercials.
Yep.
Which kind of sucked, but still incredible.
Man, waiting for those remember like Hank on the toilet, and then you had to wait for that was
brutal.
Holy.
That was I think we had to wait. What was it, like 4 months, 5 months?
A long time.
It wasn't an entire year because it was a part 1 and a part 2 situation. Yes. And
that was a deathly wait. Yeah. And then even every episode after that, I'm like, fuck.
Every episode after the Hank finding out
oh my God,
about the Walt Whitman, Walter White sequence. Every episode after that, it was just insanity.
Foot on the gas.
10 out of 10, yeah.
Gilligan, he's the man.
100%.
Fuck,
Can't
man.
wait to see what he got next for us.
And apparently, he's doing a show with Kim, with the actress that plays Kim. Down.
100%. I'm in.
Super down.
Sign me up.
Sign me
Whatever,
up, man.
whatever streaming network it is, I'll pay for it.
Let's get it. I'm down, man. So, touching up on an hour, but you said something earlier I wanted to address real quick.
Absolutely.
You're a huge music guy, too.
Yes.
What's your go-to music that you listen to, you love to listen to?
Like favorite album of all time?
Sure.
Ready to Die.
Oh, sick.
B.I.G.
I was listening to Suicidal Thoughts recently, man.
Classic.
So good.
With the Diddy vocals. Yo, big.
So good.
Crazy.
That's a great choice.
Ready to Die is like an entire film. You have to listen to the entire album. Just like, don't even skip anything. If you're going to listen to a Biggie record, something about Ready to Die.
Unreal, man.
Insane.
What's your favorite off of that album, would you say?
Everyday Struggle. Love that
Excellent
track. I don't know.
I don't want to live no more.
There you go.
So good, man.
It sounds so raw, so real. He went through it all. There's no denying it.
So good, bro. So good. And it's nuts now looking back. He was only like 23, 24,
Young.
like ridiculously young. He made that.
And he was like dropping game, like he lived it all.
Yeah. He
lived
was
through it all. Like,
what a character, man. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Do you like the Biggie movie? Notorious?
You know what? I don't know. Not so much. I guess they did what they could. I find the direction and Little Kim was a little bit off.
I find biopics so fucking frustrating, man. I'm
yeah.
like, oh,
like for example, like Straight Outta Compton was incredible, and that's F. Gary Gray, I believe.
Yeah,
he did a phenomenal job. But the Tupac biopic, Notorious B.I.G. biopic, leaves room. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something missing.
Something missing.
I think it wasn't grimy enough.
Yeah, and it's just it was a little bit too commercial for my taste.
Yes. Did you like Walk the Line?
Yes.
Love that one.
Yeah, for sure. Johnny Cash. Yeah,
that one to
100%.
me was a great where it's a Hollywood film, big budget, big stars, but like there was some soul in there.
And you know what? Recently, Elvis.
I haven't seen it.
Baz Luhrmann's best film to date. Incredible.
I've heard great things.
Very, very good. Tom Hanks was a little bit questionable there, but everything else is like
he plays
crazy.
the Colonel, right?
The Colonel. You got it. His accent was a little too much for me, but it was incredible nonetheless. Great film. Highly
I've heard
recommend.
great things,
Yeah.
man. The guy has an interesting look too, where he kind of looks like Elvis, but also doesn't.
Amazing. Very, very good. Very good observation. Amazing.
Interesting looking guy.
His acting skills took him all the way.
Nice.
He performed really well.
I'm gonna check that, man. There's a couple biopic even from back in the day. Gary Busey played Buddy Holly. You ever see that one?
You know what? I don't.
Fucking good, man.
I think I missed that one. I'll check it out.
I think it was like 70s still. Honestly, Gary Busey, maniac.
Gary Busey's a legend.
Huge legend, bro. Actually, at the review recently, they showed old Busey and Dustin Hoffman film.
Wow.
Straight Time. Dustin Hoffman comes out of jail and he's basically dealing with his parole officer, and the whole thing is about like just balancing like not going back to jail. So good, bro. Like that 70s, mid 70s got lost in the shuffle.
I have to check that one
So
out.
good. You'll love that one.
For sure.
Super good. And Gary Busey's his like best buddy and shit. Fucking nuts. So good, bro.
Wow.
Yo, believe it or not, man, we're about an hour just shooting the shit about films. I want to give you a chance. Do you have anything you want to promote? Anything you wanted to come in and discuss? Anything. Basically, the floor is yours.
Oh, huge thank you. It's pretty much I'm actually super eager to like release 2 short films that we're working on. Like one was RSVP. I've mentioned it earlier. Very dark, incredible, and there's another one that we shot recently. It's called Sins of the Sun. It's about domestic abuse, domestic violence. I don't want to reveal too much. Incredible cast. definitely beautifully put together. Also, we're still in the editing room, but look out for that. And we'll be doing like a film festival run early next year. So 2023.
Excellent.
For sure.
Keep me posted on that, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely
Absolutely.
coming through to that.
Thank
I
you,
love
thank
that type of stuff too. Amazing. And if anyone wants to check your work, Fatty Soprano on Instagram is the best way.
Instagram, we're at fattysoprano.com. YouTube, Vimeo, whatever you're good with. And
Fire.
Absolutely. Instagram, Twitter at Fatty Soprano.
Excellent, bro. Okay,
For
last
sure.
question.
Sure.
We've listed Taxi Driver and Leaving Las Vegas. Anything to round out your top 5?
Wow.
Hard ass question.
Okay, let's go. Number 3, Lost in Translation.
Oh man, your fucking taste is impeccable, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Tokyo as a setting, amazing.
Tokyo, one of those like unique and lonely cities. Brilliant.
Brilliant. That's
Sofia
an aesthetic.
Coppola, brilliant.
Scarlett Joe.
Scarlett Joe, Bill Murray. Wow.
Huge film, bro. I love that one.
Yeah, it's
2003.
Yeah. Wow, it's been
Great time.
It's been a while. It's one that I always like rewatch too. I go back to for inspiration.
I gotta watch that soon too. Fuck, so such a good one.
Incredible, for sure.
Lost in Translation, bro. So far, your top 3 is very similar to mine, man.
Oh, thank you. Wow. We're going with 4 and 5.
Sure.
Number 4. We will have to go with. Well, that's a tough one. All right. We will have to go with Pusher.
Pusher. I haven't seen Pusher.
We'll have to put the entire trilogy in there.
Okay.
So yeah, Nicholas Winding Refn, Pusher trilogy, number 4. Incredible.
Pusher. Okay. All right, sick. I got some homework.
Perfect. And number 5, this Russian film called Brother. Have to watch that.
It's in Russian?
It's in Russian.
Sick.
It's on YouTube. You can get the subtitles and everything. Incredible. It's about the 90s. Pretty much everything after the fall of the Soviet Union. Very, very interesting.
That's a great top 5, bro.
Oh, thank you.
I gotta check out some films.
Definitely.
Love that, man. Appreciate you, bro. This is a fucking awesome conversation. I love the chance to get to talk films anytime I can.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure's all
This
mine.
is an awesome time. Fatty Soprano, always posting some fire. Keep your eyes open. VersatileVigilante, we're out here. Like, subscribe, all of that. Go watch Buffalo 66. That's your homework for the day.
Yes.
And Leaving Las Vegas.
Don't miss out on that.
Do not miss out on that, man. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate Fatty Soprano.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get it. Fire, man. Hell of a conversation, bro.